Okay, we are live now. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to
Okay. Okay, who want to talk first? Who want to talk first?
Who want to talk first? Today, me and eventually we are the so-called 猪脚, right? Or the pig leg, right? So we leave it to the rest of y'all. Just take over.
Okay. Welcome to Property Law. Okay, we are very happy. You know, this is our third episode. Okay, and first time we're gonna do it very differently. We're gonna gather everyone in. Okay, just to let you know that not just two person doing the show. Actually, we have a lot of people back end. We also helping each other, especially now. We cannot. They cannot all gather in our house. Okay? So, why so noisy?
Sorry, it's my fault. Oh my god.
If you all want to go and see your the live Facebook live, please silent. Okay, for all the back end people. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So welcome. Okay. Help us to like and share. Invite more people here. Okay. If can, you guys also help me.
Yeah. Hey, so the Mr. Change voice, Charles, over to you. Yeah.
You want to drink water first?
Yeah, drink water first or not? You cannot speak English,
Oh, okay. Actually, today is a special day. I think it's somebody's birthday. So normally when birthday, I will announce. But then, I think the one.
Aiyah, you so naughty lah. At least give her a see. So fortunate. She has the chance for us to sing her the birthday song virtually in property law. Don't need lah. Hey, just when the woman say don't need means what
They
need one.
I start to sing. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to
Joy.
Hey, drink water. Why you?
Help us to like and share.
祝你生日快乐！祝你生日快乐！祝你生日快乐！
祝你
生日快乐！耶！
Malay. Selamat
hari jadi. Selamat hari jadi
to Joy. Selamat hari jadi.
Oh!
Next. What else?
Anyone wants to buy this water or drink this special water, please call me.
But your language limited one Yeah.
So need to sell at a discount lah. How much?
Yeah. So
you want
how
to share?
Yeah.
Want to share any birthday wishes?
Yeah, John, you want to say or not? Today is so important that we purposely do live for you, property law on your birthday, so that whatever wishes can be granted.
Whatever wishes. So impromptu. I don't know what wish to
make. Hey, it's recorded, forever. People will remember.
You do the Miss Universe one lah.
Okay, help us to like and share. If you are watching on our YouTube, or smack the button below the subscribe button. Okay.
Yes, please help to like and share. So because basically we are just going to talk and just going to have a good evening together with every one of you. Please help us to like and share.
Yes, today we're going to share a lot of things which is very interesting. Okay, especially for EC owners.
Yeah, can also be anyone looking to buy their first private property, be it the EC or private property. So this is something that we want to share because it's over many years of experience, the kind of people we meet, the kind of questions they have for us. So tonight, basically, we just want to share our experience with all of you here. Yeah. So, Sunny, how's everything?
All good. Yeah,
All
I
good
have my
lah.
little one joining the session today.
Wow, special
And
tonight, ah.
yeah, a very good birthday to Joy. Yay!
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, everyone. I'm looking
Steven?
forward to hear more.
Yeah, you're also one of a
Wow,
very
Steven,
important
congrats,
people.
ah.
Thank you,
Steven,
thank you.
congrats, ah.
Well done,
Wow,
well done.
platinum.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
finally.
congrats, Steven.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
so
yes.
happy for you. Well done,
Good,
well
good, good.
done. Your hard work really pay off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
More to come, more to come, more to
So,
come.
Very happy for my
we should do more,
very happy for my
HBM.
owner to switch their portfolio also.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
yes.
always good. It's always good. I think our objective, right, all of us here, is always looking towards progressing and helping our customers to advance better, in a way better than what they are always having. So that's why I think, yeah, maybe shall we talk about like why do we actually come up with this? What is our purpose of having this property law media channel? You want to talk about this or not? Yeah. Right? Rian, you start first.
Yep.
If not, you
I
don't talk.
start first.
Yeah lah, if
The
not, you don't
main
talk,
reason-
cannot lah.
Like what Charles is saying, because I have a lot, I'm lonely.
I never say it.
I need a lot. So that's why I need to have more life. So that's why from that I will use up all those vowels that I need to use. So therefore I will become less cranky. That's why we have this Singapore property law for me.
Oh, because you want to talk to many people at one time.
Correct. Well, basically, I think it's one way. I think this property law, why we actually Gary and all the whole thing was thinking about having property law is mainly to reach out to everybody and for us to also do it in a very much relaxed manner and be real and be on the ground and sharing whatever information with no expectations and have fun. Yeah.
Yes.
So and also to showcase all the agents, all these agents in our team, the GKD, RTD, HTD team, right? So this is I think one way also to polish up. One way in terms of the team is that we are also trying to boost up every member of our team. Every one of us has a very unique talent, but most of it are being hidden because they are too shy. Yeah, so this is one way when we get together. Yeah, just today is only the 3rd episode, right? But I see so many other talents in our team. So this is I'm so excited, to see, and this is how we see that we gel up together, irregardless of race and religion. Wow, all right,
I think the timing also quite just nice. That soon after we start this channel, that we really don't have a chance to meet up. So I think this channel really keep us going and having an opportunity to continue to work together as a team. I think it's just something like, by faith lah, right now. Because, I think many of them may not know that we have gone through how many rounds of discussion before this simple channel, right? Just to get this thing up, right? I think it's something that I feel very fulfilling at end of the day. Whether how far you will go, whatever it is, I think end of the day, this channel is to let people know who we really are and the way we work. And of course, we help each other by exchanging information virtually. And I think most importantly is I also want to feel that I'm still connected to all of you lah, despite the fact that we are all now under phase 2 heightened alert. If not, I don't know, for the past few weeks, we probably don't have a chance to discuss because every one of us will be doing our own deals, right? Isn't it?
Yes, correct.
I think this is something that I feel that the timing just perfect lah. Otherwise, how do we even come together to do this tonight?
Correct. At least with all these property law events that's coming up together, right? I feel like as if I can keep my sanity, or else I will go crazy. Everything on my own with my kids and all that. Wow, I cannot tahan at home.
Yeah,
So at
yeah.
least
Hey,
this 1 year.
Gary, what is the quota for women? Remember or not? Every day there is a talking quota one. Men and
Charles
women.
will know about it. What's the quota, Charles?
No, cannot say already, jialat already.
Say
Then you
already,
say, wow,
tonight no see already.
I come home, I haven't hit my quota, so we need to talk more. So, okay,
Okay, we still got 5 minutes to our actual live show. Can you
So
help us
those
to
who are
like
in our
and
show,
share,
please
like
help
and
to
share?
like
Thank
and share.
you.
Yeah, we just want to
so
reach
that
out
even
and
you all can,
talk to all
if you
of
guys
you.
are agents out there, share with your friends, your clients, no worries. Okay, anything we will still direct them to you. All right, and as for clients, our friends, if you think you have attended our first session, second session, and you feel that our topic is very interesting, really very fruitful, and education in terms of the property real estate, please share to all your friends and relatives. Ask them to
Yeah,
come and
I'm
listen
seeing
to us.
Tristan over here. Hi, Tristan. Hello. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for coming in and support us. Yeah, it's also our Virgin
Hello.
show.
Wow. Hey, our brother
Thank you,
Andrew.
Hello.
Yay.
Andrew.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
you guys had a
hello,
good. Hey,
Jarina.
Hello. Hi, nice to see you guys here.
Yes,
Thank
hello.
you for giving your support. Yes.
Elvis, is it Elvis
Elvis,
Chong?
oh hi Elvis.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello,
Thanks. I
everyone.
hope everyone is
Please
good.
help us to like and share, okay?
Yeah.
Because today's topic is very, very interesting. Okay, it will be shared by Kelly and Evangeline. Okay.
I think
Wow,
hello.
Peggy
Peggy
Leong,
is over here. Hi
hello.
Peggy. Hello.
Hello,
Yes.
Peggy.
Peggy
Peggy,
is also one
your
of the
daughter is very
EC.
cute. Can give me and Kelly.
Hey, Gary, Peggy is also one of your very good EC leader, right? In your project,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
PIC,
Hey, Michelle is over
PIC.
here.
Oh,
Hi,
hi,
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes,
Sebastian
Sebastian is
Chua.
also here. Hi.
Sebastian Chua,
Thank you for
hello,
coming, guys.
hi,
Thank
thank
you
you
for
for
Yes.
coming. Hello, everyone. A lot of old friends here. Cannot lah. Yeah.
Wow,
Can
that's
lah,
why
we
I
exchange.
very nice that at least I know that we do have a group of people here together tonight, and then it's not just a few of us talking to ourselves, right?
Hey, Daikin. Hey, Daikin.
Yes, hello. Fortik.
Tick. Five tick. What four tick? It's five tick.
Yes. Yeah, nice.
Okay. Help us
Okay,
to like and
counting
share.
down. Yes.
Okay, help us to like and share. 2 more
Yeah,
minutes.
we will just
start.
tonight we will just be a very relaxing night. Just sharing with you our past experience, how we deal with our customers. Anybody here just curious what is our topic tonight or not? Or you are just watching us
I know.
in this show? You don't need
Steven
you
also
don't know
know.
you jialat
Steven,
already.
what is the topic tonight? 1, 2, 3. Property
Property
law.
Hey, by the way, I think this is the first time that we are live on YouTube as well. So if let's say you are also live, please subscribe to our channel.
Hi, Michelle.
Yes, please subscribe, all right, to our channel. Yes, I look very slim now. You see, I can wear sleeveless.
Oh my god, you are stealing our limelight tonight. Tonight is my show. But people talking about you. Why Gary looks slimmer? Of
Because
course, he give and
Kelly don't let me eat.
no, because
a lot of
give
people
and
ask me who is
take.
my nutrition. Nutrition is Kelly. Okay.
Give and take lah, the people.
Secret training.
Okay, one more
Yeah.
minute. We're gonna start very soon. One more minute,
Yeah lah.
all right? One more minute.
Yeah,
Okay,
secret
thanks for
training.
coming.
Yes. Thanks for coming in. Just let's enjoy and have a good night together. Hey, anything else before you guys will get going? Huh? Right, come. Steven?
Yeah. We are very excited regarding about our this property live show, especially today is our first time in YouTube as well. So please subscribe like and share in this Facebook as well. So we all see you at later at 1 minute time. Okay. Good luck,
All right.
everyone. See you.
Okay, 9 o'clock already. Okay.
See you
We're gonna start the show.
See ya.
See you.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
Are you wondering if you should sell or hold on? Are you wondering if you should sell or hold on to your EC? If you hold on to your EC, would you still be able to make you the appropriate capital gains and rental yield? If you sell your EC, would you be able to find your next dream home? Hi, I'm Evangeline and I'm from Property Law. I have helped many clients to transit from feeling fearful and uncertain to feeling empowered to make their right housing decision. So the question is really, what is the price trend for the EC market for the past 5 to 10 years? If you hold on to your EC, would you still be able to get a second property? If you sell your EC, should you sell on the 5th year mark or the 10th year mark? You can answer all this via our in-house research so that you can make the right decision. Do like, share and comment on our Facebook page. Tune in to our Facebook live session and I will share with you how I can help you to make the right choice. We have one more video coming up.
Yes.
You all can start first.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. I guess our audience here definitely would know lah. Okay. So what is the topics that? Yes, Irene. Yes. Tonight is just a very relaxing night. That we just both of us feel that we want to have a chit chat session with everybody just to talk about about ECs and private properties. The kind of purchase. Yeah. So I think how is it? How are you? Evangeline?
Wow, this circuit, no, I cannot call this circuit breaker. This phase 2 heightened alert has been quite a journey also compared to the circuit breaker last year. I achieved quite a lot actually during this phase 2 alert. We get back on track to be like a virtual real estate agent, and at the same time, because don't need to travel so much, right? Then I don't need to travel to my yoga place also, right? So I actually can do 5 yoga sessions a week. I was
wow. Okay. Well, the healthy lifestyle. Yeah, I think for me this time. Yeah, I think for me this time, right? Unlike last year, because last year, right, during this so-called circuit breaker, I'm in the midst of delivery, so I think I was I was still quite okay because maybe my focus was like I'm going to give birth already. So whatever that's going to happen, right, don't really going to affect me so much lah. So that's why I think I did that baby really did distract me a bit. But this time around, like no excuse already. But however, because my baby is 1 year old right now, right, he is really a terror. He's really a monster. And then now that we are all encouraged to stay at home, right, you see that, yeah, it is. I really think that more xiong really more xiong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So
think some of our clients are all waiting for this Titan alert to go off this Sunday and hope
Yes.
for the measures to be relaxed a bit, and then all of us can start to go for more physical viewing. If not, now viewing is very restricted to like two
right.
distinct person a house. So much so that my ex-colleague actually also called me up, and then they are actually looking to explore upgrading from a HDB to either an EC or a private. And then they tell me, wow, so hard to view leh. And Kelly, you have been 14 years in this industry, right? I'm very sure you have met up with a lot of clients of this type of profile. So what kind of advice or how will you actually approach this kind of question?
So normally, right, in my 14 years of career, so some of them, they are first-time buyer, mainly to say that they have never bought any property, and then some of them, they are HDB upgraders lah. Either they bought from the BTOs or they are bought from the resale. So the first question that they always ask me is that whether they should buy an EC or they should buy a private property or not, because they are not really very sure about some of them, they are not really very sure about the financial. Some of them, they are not very sure whether in terms of the feature for the private property and the EC, will there be any differences? And also some of them, they are not very sure about the restriction that EC may have or the private property. So that's why we thought that, tonight is a very good night that we bring up this thing, because most of them, they are aged around late 20s to early 30s lah. That is when they have this because it's not like our time, when people will say that, first property, we should just buy a HDB first. It is very different now, because I think they are also more well-to-do, okay, in terms of their income level. So they have more choices. That's why tonight, right, I think it's very important that we are here to also to chit-chat about what kind of differences what's the differences between the EC and the private property, so that we can help them to make a good and exciting decision. Because I feel that buying a property, it must be excited lah. It must be excited that that you are getting something right. And we are all
excited because it's the biggest asset in my entire life.
Yeah, right. Because I had people, right, so that after that, right, after I explained to them about the differences, right, then today, right, because for example, I have one customer, right, they are intending to sell off their HDB, which is the BTO. Okay, so they are in their 30s lah. Okay, both of them are working, so they are actually eligible for the EC as well, because the income level is within the ceiling. Yeah, but of course, because when they have a different purpose, because for them is that they hope that they are also looking to see themselves having to upgrade in the next 5 to 10 years, because it's like a semi-investment kind of idea lah. So that's why this customer might end up, right, they actually bought a private property. And today, I can tell you, after a few years later, after they sold off their HDB, they got their first private property. And today, right, they are a proud owner of 2 private properties already. So this is also, yeah, correct. So because for buying a private property, there's no restriction, ma. So within a matter of it's really less than 3 years. Okay, after they buy a HDB, they sell their private property, then they actually manage to buy the second property. So using some of our funding techniques to help them to get more financing as well. So that's why and they're very grateful to me, because they never thought that they would ever come to this. They never thought. They just thought that it's just a simple upgrade, but they never thought that they can actually own 2 properties. Yeah.
Yeah, they are in good hands. because they are with you. You know the inside out. So what are some of the key factors that you actually have to share with them, or how do you guide them in this whole process? Because to sell a BTO and upgrade to private is I think it's everybody's dream.
Yeah, correct. So I think first thing first, we must also let people understand that, the difference between the EC and the private properties is, I mean, first thing first, of course, if some of them actually follow us in the previous episode, why in the first place there is an EC, right? It is really meant for those sandwich people, sandwich class lah, whereby they are maybe they find that it's not easy to get into private, but yet at the same time they want to upgrade. You see, so that's why, right? For this EC, right? There are some of the differences lah that we talk about. For example, right? For EC, do you know for EC what kind of eligibility are we talking about? For example,
a lot leh. EC is even stricter than HDB.
Yeah. So first thing first is the income ceiling. I just generally we talk about income ceiling. There has a cap lah, not more than 16,000 right? And they are also someone that they have never enjoyed the subsidy, from HDB more than twice. So it's either the first time or the second timer, right? So and of course. There is also the MOP that they need to think about, for example, that if they buy this EC already, right, they have to fulfill the MOP, compared to private property. For example, I think there's no loan restriction. So that is something that people maybe want to know. So later on, right, actually I have a very interesting example that I wanted to show y'all that there is someone that they are not eligible for EC. That means their income somehow or rather find that it's not easy to get an EC, but actually they can still buy a private property. So this is something that sometimes maybe some people did not realize it. So that's why the calculations to consider buying an EC versus a private property will make some differences as well.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing your calculation, because actually my brother also was asking me about, getting an EC versus getting a private. And I think one of the most important thing that they actually very taken aback was the amount of the loan amount that they can borrow for EC versus private is very, very different.
Yes,
so I think
correct.
that is quite a shock to quite a lot of people.
Because
so can you prepare something for us to see?
Yes. But before I touch on that, I also have something that some people, right, they may also be thinking that they might not be in Singapore. Because some of them, they probably upgraded and they might also have a plan to go overseas. So again, because for people that buy ECs, right, they have to fulfill the MOP before they can lease it out as well. So that's why whether our customers, sometimes when they ask me, right, we really need to understand their needs first before I can say straightforward, oh, you should buy EC, because generally, if you ask me, right, we all know, right, EC, the price factor is generally more attractive, even lesser than what private property compared to private property. There is some differences. So I think because of this thing, there are people who say that, hey, based on this price, I can get a bigger space, then should I go for a private property or not? You see? So because I think, especially now, right, in this phase 2 heightened alert period, whereby we have to be responsible to stay at home, I realized that space is really a luxury, right? Space is really a luxury. Yeah, that's why I thought that, I think most importantly, right, whatever that, hey, hi Benson, hi, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, thanks for joining us. Like and share. Okay, appreciate it. Yes.
I see. Hi Benson.
Wow. Yeah, one of our
Okay, so Kelly, there's no one size.
Yeah, so there's no one size fit all lah. We
lah.
must really understand first that what is their immediate needs and of course their long-term needs. Then from there, right, based on the restriction or based on the flexibility, you know, some private property may have, then we can then give them example. So maybe one, for example, I would like to show is that I would like to let you all see, right, what's the difference between the MSR, which is the mortgage servicing ratio, and the TDSR, which is the total debt servicing ratio. So maybe you guys can check out my
Very
screen.
important.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, because some of them may think, hey, what is this MSR and TDSR about? You know, it's like, you know, why in the first place that it comes to have this calculation. So I need my screen to be up. So that my audience can, hello Mega, thank you for your support. Please share and like your customer, because today whatever
we use a lot of jargon here, MSR and TDS.
Yeah, correct.
MSR, huh?
What does it mean, right? Okay, next, okay, so what do we mean by the MSR and TDSR? So basically today, right, we're going to show, right, so for MSR, what does it mean? It means mortgage servicing ratio. Of course, you asked me to explain. You just have to remember the formula lah. It's easier lah, because this is the term laid out by the MAS. Okay, so what does it mean is that, okay, MSR means that they will recognize, okay, they will use it to calculate 30% of your recognized income for your eligibility. Okay. And mostly, right,
30%.
30%, correct.
I earn so much, you only use 30%.
Okay, don't worry. There is another part which is the TDSR as well, because tonight our topic is about EC and the private property, right? So I will be mainly focusing on these two differences lah. So for MSR, right, definitely if today someone is looking to buy a HDB or to buy a new EC, right, we have to include MSR into the calculation. So it's N, that means MSR and TDSR. So TDSR means what? Total debt servicing ratio. So again, it's a full of this jargon again. It's like what it is about, right? So you just have to remember, right? TDSR stands for it actually recognizes 60% of your income. Okay, so now, and of course, they will include your liabilities. Yeah, so this is something that I always tell people, like, you know, this TDSR, TDSR, you know when they introduce or not? When they introduce?
I know.
Right? When?
2013.
Can you even tell me the month?
March.
Oh no, it's from June. I'm too nervous already. Anyhow, what is it? No problem. You give me a chance to feel that I know more. Okay, so it's in June 2013, right? That is the year that they introduced this TDS. That means people in the past, they don't have to worry about their liabilities, like for example, car loan, credit cards, when they take a loan. But of course, anything from 2013 onwards, right, they have to so-called, the bank will actually include their liabilities. That means we'll have to use it to actually minus off to so-called
Ellie, too many words there. You have numbers or not? Can
don't worry. Okay, go on to the next one. Okay, so basically for TDSR, right, it's used for all properties. That means HDB, ECs, or even private property. So I'm going to use an example to show, because I say so much cannot remember anything, because today we mean to give people to know what are we doing. All right. Okay, so for example, this is one of a very typical example about a couple. About a couple's loan eligibility, right, looking to buy an EC. So I have this buyer, John, right, and age 36, and he has an income of 4,005. Okay, so of course, people of this age, then naturally they will have a car, so that's why they also have a car loan. Okay, and then he is also using 2 active credit cards. So in this case, we are also saying that he is always the credit card is always cleared every month. Okay, at the same time, the wife called Mary, is age 33, and she has an income of 4,000. Okay, she has no car loan, and she has 3 credit cards. This one,
women like to spend shopping.
Because shopping, women must have one secret card shopping that husband cannot see one. That's why. How come husband only 2? Husband more straightforward. Yes.
Secret card must learn from you.
Okay, so from this example, right, let us show the difference between, right, what happens, right, if this couple, they want to consider getting a loan to buy an EC versus a private property. Okay, let's take a look. So, of course, if we were compute for EC, right, remember the MSR and the TDSR must be calculated. That means they must be included in the calculations. So what does it mean? How they do the calculations? So I will just show you in this example. So for the MSR, okay, so it based on 30%, right? So they will recognize 1,350 as the eligible installment, but that is not all. Not yet. So we must also calculate what? TDSR. So TDSR is what? TDSR is, apologies. The calculation should be 4,500, typo. So we take 4,500 times 60%, okay, and then after that we minus off the liabilities, okay. So it should give 1,600. Okay, sorry. I hope I'm doing.
Assuming your 4,500 is correct.
That's
typo there.
So in this case, right? Okay. In this case, right? Next, in this case, right, they will only consider the lower figure. So they always do this calculation together. Then they will compare MSR and TDSR. So they will use this to compare. So MSR rule says that we can only consider whichever is lower. All right? Yes.
Because the government want to protect us.
Yes. I think it's a very
not
fantastic way
overstretch.
of so that everybody will not overspend, Okay, so for Mary, right, it's also the same way. Yes, 4,000 times 30%, which is 1,200, which is a recognized monthly installment. Then we also have to do it for the same for TDSR as well. So for TDSR, is sorry, why this typo always happen? It's 4,000. My 4,000. So correct. 4,000 is times 60% is 2,004. So we take away the liabilities. Remember, she has 3 active credit cards. So her eligibility is 2,250. Again, let me ask the ground. Okay, so which one should we consider for Mary's case? Anybody or not? Yeah. Do you think so? I think it's quite straightforward. Yeah. No worries. It will take a little while. Yeah. Just because sometimes maths, this kind of formula thing, want to know whether people are following or not. The best question is after you explain the formula already, we throw back to the ground and ask anybody knows or not. Okay.
Any answers from the ground?
If not, no problem. I'm going to reveal it anyway.
Actually,
the answer is just right there. Okay. So again, when we compare to the MSR and the TDSR, yes, correct. Elvis Chong. Thank you, Elvis Chong. You are recognized, and Yan Fei, you are recognized as the first person to answer me. Congratulations. That means of course, you know very well. Okay, so we will take the lower one, which is the 1,002. 1,002.
The
yes,
typo
correct.
here also, it's 12,200. But can I notice one very interesting thing that you shared here? Is
yes.
Although husband earn more, but the amount is for the TDSR, the amount is lesser for the husband.
Yeah, because of the liabilities. That's why right. Normally if when I actually meet my clients, right, sometimes I will ask them so those people who ever own properties, right, I'll ask them which year they bought their property, because in this way, right, I actually will understand them that in terms of financing, are they exposed to the latest one or not? Because there are some people that they say that, I bought my property in 2009, or way earlier before 2013, right? Actually, it's easier for them to get property. So in this way, I will actually take time to explain to them that, with this TDSR, the whole property market is actually more controlled already. Yeah, it's not like last time. Not like last time when they don't care how many loans, they don't bother, they just based on the income and they grant you a loan. So I feel that it's a good thing, because after all, it has been about 8 years since this TDSR it was introduced, and everything is more stabilized. And do you agree that we don't really hear a lot of fire sale these days? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
because
think
of
one very important thing is I realized from the calculation is originally the husband can borrow, as in the eligible amount is 2,600, but because of the car loan of 1,000, it dropped to 1,600. It's quite a
Yeah.
drastic.
Correct,
So
correct.
if the car loan is not a lot, is it advisable for them to quickly pay off the car loan?
So that's why yes, so that's why they have to manage law. So they have to manage in the sense that if they are, for example, there are some couples that they are intending to get a car, something like that. So that's why we will let them know lah, that all these things will factor into the liabilities as well lah. Correct. Okay, so now we will go to the next one, which is the private property. So for private property, is actually more straightforward, okay, because we only need to take into TDSR as a calculation. Okay, so for example, right, okay, so whatever that just now we have calculated, okay, so MSR in this case is not considered at all. So straight away, right, we will only look at the TDSR. Okay, so in this case is actually 1,006. Sorry, the front number not changed again. Yeah. All right. So only need to consider TDSR. So we will base on the higher one, because there's only one. Don't need to care. So for private property, just remember, it's always only based on TDSR. Okay. And then for Mary's case, it's also no need to consider the MSR, and also we are only looking at the TDSR as well. Also, sorry, so many typo for this. Okay, now we jump into the next one quickly already. So for the next one, right, I just want y'all to see end of the day, right, actually for this case, I have customer really ended up in this case, you know what or not? They find that their income actually not bad, That means if I were to look into if I were to actually calculate the loan, okay. Okay. Can see or not? It's a little bit small though. Okay.
Yeah.
You can
I
see.
need to wear my spectacles already.
Okay, no problem. For those in the Facebook, I will read out the thing So you can see that, right? If they are going to get the EC, right, their loan eligibility is only 567,000. Okay. So, but if they were to go for a private, they can loan up to 857. So into this context, right, the couple may actually have limited choice in EC because of the MSR. But then again, they can still afford to go for a private property. Yeah. But of course, because they are also customer will ask me, but Kelly, the leverage is more, my installment is higher. I said, of course, I recognize that. So definitely, we consider with financial prudence. Like that's why it is also important to understand, right, what is your monthly affordability whether are you comfortable or not So this is actually important to know. You see, so that's why this loan thing, right, is something that is something that is also one of the, if you ask me, one of the very crucial factor that people wants to know okay. At the same time, right, there is also one more thing that I'm just going to bring everybody back. Okay, it's the time, because in my video, if some of you can remember, I talk about time. So there are people who ask me, but don't you think that straight away it is a better options that we should go and get the EC, because right, it's subsidized because only certain amount of people can buy. But I normally tell them that it really depends on.
Kiran, say hi to Kelly.
Oh, hi.
Kiran,
hi, Kiran.
Your client,
my master. Yes, my master, my very good feng shui master. Okay, so yeah, so I just want to share that time is very important, because today, right, if I'm talking about someone who is getting an EC at the age of 30 versus someone who's getting an EC at the age of 50, is there going to be a difference? Yeah, I say definitely. Don't you think so? Why? Because for EC, one very important thing is what? Is you must understand that there is a 3 years waiting period, which is the construction. And then after that, you need to meet the MOP of 5 years. All right. So all in all, right, they are customers to say that, they just tell me that, is there a way that I can grow? I see myself growing. That means EC is actually my stepping stone, and I hope that, if I have a chance to buy EC, just like people why they want to buy a BTO can make some appreciation, I will want to go for the next one. So that's why time is really an important factor. It's really depending on at what age, you see. So that's why it's very important that we need to assess all these factors and what is their end goal. It's the end goal. So definitely EC, the finishing as well as the quality of the condo and the lifestyle is exactly the same as a condominium. So definitely it's worthwhile to buy. But I always tell customers, we must also look at yourself. What is your own plan, in the next 5 to 8 years? And do you see yourself continue? Or some of them, they tell me that at end of the day, I want to even own a landed property, etc. That means it's a stepping stone for them. So that's why this is some key important factor that they need to take note, because 8 years confirm you have to wait one. Yeah, but I know eventually at the same time, right, I believe some of them here, right, they are also EC owners. Yeah, so they say, hey Kelly, I'm already getting EC already. Yes, so I'm already into your phase 2. Okay, that you say that, okay, I already decided on EC. So what is it now that I should consider? What is it? Is there any? Is it? Don't you think I'm already getting the best already? What else to look out for? What do you think? What do you think?
I think like what you said just now, there's no one size fit all. It really depends on everybody's situation, right? So we have to do like your needs analysis. If you have kids, you have no kids, different way of approaching. And then if you have whether you are going for retirement, somebody plan because they are hitting age 55. So there's a lot of things to tackle, I would say. So it's always very good to get somebody that you trust, and then let them understand your situation, and then from there they can do a whole suite of analysis for you lah. But I think one very important thing that actually leads on to my topic is, like what you say, if they already own an EC, then what's the next step? Actually, most of the people are quite happy staying in their EC, but there is also a group of people that will actually sell away their EC. So here I am is I just want to share with you for some of y'all to understand, like, what just now I mentioned a little bit about why people actually moved on from their EC. But before that, do you know that I actually have a client who love their EC so much, they actually buy another unit. So they have 2 units side by side in the same EC. I was like, oh, that's the best. They really know what they want.
Yeah, correct.
But there's some people who choose to move on. Example, when people bought their EC, they are like, they may not have kids. So after they move into the EC, they start to have kids. Then maybe by the time the EC MOP, right, 5 years old, then the kids also about 5 years old. Then they will start to like think about, maybe go back to their alumni, or maybe they have a preferred primary school in the west when they stay in the east. And then sometimes
but I think for people to I think generally people when they have actually gone and actually secured the EC or bought the EC already, I feel that they are generally quite comfortable lah. I think the pushing factor to really get them to move on, or to even consider letting go or selling off, is really more for their needs. This is also what I personally encounter. Yeah, because they really enjoy the facilities, and in terms of the private status. Yeah. So that's why I feel that it is the pushing factor is more towards their needs. Like, I think one of the very good reason is the schools. In Singapore, everybody is crazy about fitting their kid into a good school. Yeah, so this is also personally who I encounter lah. An encounter that they because imagine the EC is a 1,003 plus 3 room leh. Yeah, but to me, it's a 3 bedroom with 1,003 is very very comfortable leh. But why would they want to let go? And moreover, at that point of time, that EC was it was in Park Green. I remember when I was working on this customer, and they bought very very low only. So they have quite a good decent profit lah. But the pushing factor is not really about the money, but it's because they want to place their girl into the good school, which is at the Bukit Timah area. Yeah. So because wow, this kind of space, and they are already fully paid off. Why would they want to move on, man? This is really because this is also a question mark. I'm already so comfortable. Why you want me to move on? Why do you want me to stop? Right?
Yes, of course. There's also another group of people. Not all EC owners are all young people lah. There's also owners who have reached 50 plus, so they are also planning for retirement. To share, I have a case whereby they actually stay in the EC in the West, then they are hitting 55. But the driving factor why they decided to sell away their EC is actually because when they bought the EC, right, their business was still doing okay. Then along the way, because of change online shopping, they were doing those kind of offline shopping stuff. So online shopping came, and then no choice. Then their business no business, and then they have to get rid of the mortgage liability lah. Plus they're already hitting 55, and also they hope to cash out and then save a bit for their daughter's education fund later on as well lah. And of course there are also people who as buying an EC is we buy 8 years ahead, right? Then after take 3 years to construct, and then 3 to 5 years to construct, then you still have to stay for 5 years ma. So okay, let's say about 8 years lah, all in all. By the time it hit MOP ma to sell. As we grow older, right? Something also grow together with us. You want to make a guess?
Yep. I think
right?
Yeah. I mean, it is also the desire lah of more aspiring couples right there, which I feel that is very good. That I also personally someone that I advocate this is that if really if they can afford it and they are even doing better in terms of their work and financially they are also growing, if they really can upgrade to a much bigger place or in terms of a better location, it's definitely worthwhile to consider as well. Because of course, because I think that I have also met many of some of the multiple property owners that they are all starting from very humble beginning. They always tell me that my first property is a HDB, then after that they say, oh, then I enter into a private. And then but today, right, they are already they are already a multiple properties owner. So that's why I guess from my work, right, I get to meet these people, and of course they also always highlight to us lah, like we must always remain prudent, that we mustn't stretch ourselves too much, which I definitely agree. Yeah. So that's why it is important that we must do our due diligence check financially before we really, because I also always tell people if you don't have anything better, then don't touch your property, don't sell your property, because it's never about selling. It's never about selling. It's really about moving ahead. What else, lor? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why.
The next step.
It's because there is an opportunity, because as I mentioned just now I mentioned if today, right, if there are some people they started off at a much younger age, like 30 plus, maybe after owning the EC they are probably still in their late 30s but coming to 40s, and they do have some opportunity to go and upgrade in terms of the size or in terms of the location, you see, because this is because I will also sometimes we also try to ask them whether in future if they want to upgrade, would it be difficult or not, because the loan tenure, right, the loan tenure is also one of the factor that is probably going to cause them to make it even shorter, and as a result become higher. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, let's move on, and I want you all to make a guess. I actually, Kepo, I go and tabulate, what percentage of EC owner actually let go of their units after reaching MOP and 2 more years on, right? What's the percentage? So I calculated based on uh, three condo that actually MOP 2 years ago. So they completed 24 months of runway lah. So I asked everyone to make a guess lah. So the answer is either
So what's your question, my dear?
17%. The question is, what percentage of EC owners actually let go of their property in the first 2 years after MOP? So you can choose option 1, 17%, or option 2, 27%. So this question is for the ground. Hope you all can participate and tell us what you think. And then after that, we'll review.
I think maybe I think yeah. I feel that it's really very hard to say because
Yes, say 27%.
it's still new because it's after all, it's still
Joanne says 17%.
but because I feel that it's still new, so maybe I don't know.
Rian says
They must have
17%.
must have very very strong reasons for people to let go. So maybe the
Yes.
percentage is not so much. I'm not sure, but I just feel that because they're already enjoying the private status with all the facilities, and everything is brand new for them, and they also bought it at a subsidized rate. So the percentage should be lower. Should be lower.
So
I
your
guess.
guess is 17%. Your guess.
I probably think that maybe it's 17%. Maybe it's 17%.
Let's review the answer.
All
the
right.
answer is 27%.
Oh wow, that's
quite high actually.
quite yeah, 1/3 already there. 1/3 of
Yeah,
the
almost
owners
1/3 within 2 years.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Within 2 years.
Actually, people, I think 80-20 rule 80-20 rule. But this is in between 80-20 rule. About there about there Also depends on the macroeconomic as well. So actually another question that people will ask when they meet us, right? They will actually ask, is it better for them to sell on the 5th year mark or the 10-year mark?
I think this is a very, very good question because I'm also being always asked about these questions. But I mean, let's just talk about the differences lah. So what is the difference between the 5th year and the 10-year mark for the EC first? Maybe before we ask the ground, what's the answer?
Yes. So the difference between the 5th year and the 10-year mark is just on the 5th year, you are semi-privatized for EC. Then on the semi-privatized, meaning to say, besides Singaporean citizens, PR can also buy. Okay, and then on the 10th year mark, what's going to happen is the rule says that foreigners can also buy. Then let's maybe think about it in a more.
Isn't it better since that they open up to more people? Isn't it better for the owners to hold on until when there is more people? Because it's always about the supply and the demand.
Yes, the pool of buyers is bigger, right?
Isn't it better to wait?
Yes,
in this case.
Then we have to dwell deeper in. Then let me ask you, the EC location largely is in at the city fringe area, or is like more further out from the central area at the outer? We call it the OCR, outer
I think these days are mostly mass region, the mass market, the mass region whereby is not so near to the city. But I mean, I think. But
then when you go shopping mall, the shopping mall there, right? Do you see foreigners? A lot of foreigners.
Not many, but I think recently we see
a bit more, right?
A bit more a bit more foreign foreigners already.
But still not the norm, right? Still not the norm.
Yeah.
I think maybe one whole, if you go take their LRT, maybe inside the LRT cabins, only one couple is like that. The rest
Not
are
many lah, but I think still
not many
I think
lah.
now
Still
even
have,
with the
still have.
yeah, I think now even with this COVID, is also more prevalent that because we also do have some tenants. They are also from overseas. I think we can also have a very clear. We can feel it much better that they are most residing in the town area. I mean, compared lah to those in the mass market, because I think as most one thing is the eligibility law, because it must also only meant for Singaporean ma, correct? And then after that is also because the PR, and then the restriction of the 5th year lah. So I think one important thing that I personally feel about the 5 and 10 beside all this rules is also the state of maintenance, because definitely I think a property at the 5th year versus a 10 year, there might also be some difference, then that will equate to the
Yes.
cost as well lah. Because 10 years property, 10 years, and the property 5 years, I mean, I talk about average quality lah. Some people, they can keep their house really well, 10 years also like new one. But I mean that this is also personally what I encounter, that they need to spend more. So that's why I think that it also equates to why, I don't know, I think that maybe 5th year mark may be easier, because some of them they don't need to spend on renovation, especially now renovation is high.
Yes. I actually asked a contractor how much did the renovation cost increase 1 year ago versus now? So he told me increased by 30%. Then I asked him, how about you compare now versus like 5 years ago? He said increased by 80 to 100%, which is really, yeah, labor also because of Malaysia lockdown, then you carpentry also very tough. The wood, I think they get it from Malaysia, so also a bit tough. Okay, actually, let me pull up the slide. Okay, so this is actually I pulled out one EC that is that fulfilled 10-year cycle, the 10-year runway. So now it's 2020, right? So if it's 10 years ago, it should be
2021 already, my dear.
Oh, sorry, 2021. Oh, I said 2020, right? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, 2021. So 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it would have MOP. 10 years ago, it would have TOP. Right? Then it should be on 2011 TOP. But 2011 don't have EC that TOP. So then I have to go back lah. Go back, then the next one that I have is TOP in 2008 is actually a EC at Woodlands. It's called La Casa, right? So if it's TOP in 2008, you will have MOP in 2013, and then on the 10th year, it will be 2018. Actually, you can see from the chart itself, right? I have already put in an orange arrow to reflect the MOP. That's the point whereby it starts to MOP, and you can actually see a lot of transactions started to take place right above the orange arrow, right? And then the green arrow is the point whereby it actually hits the 10th year mark. And then the data is until now, because I only extracted this morning. So you can see actually the trend for EC that's actually run for 10 years. This is actually quite a typical trend. Because of the lack of time as well, we are not going to pull out all the ECs, but this is actually a very typical one. So you can actually talk to any one of us. We'll be able to show you more of this
So
chart.
your conclusion is that the price factor for EC is always best at the 5th year mark, right? According to the chart.
Yes, according to this chart, because on the 10-year mark.
Because the slope actually went down as it takes longer. So probably partly is also the state of maintenance as well.
Yes, state of
And
maintenance.
also like what you mentioned, the demographics of the people, that we don't really see a lot of foreigners in those estates lah. With the ECs. That's why it is, although it's open up, but not everyone will really get it. Really go for it lah.
Yes,
I think this. I probably see this as a two two factors also.
Yes, and then there's some couples. Thank you for the chart. Then there's also some couples, right, that actually, as they grow older, their income also grow more, right? Then they will actually want to aspire to buy a second property, but they love their EC so much. Then what kind of solutions do we have for them?
Yep. I think this is okay. So I think this is also one of a few reasons, or some of my customers, is that yes, they really find that the current location, probably some of them, the children might be still young. If let's say they started out as a couple, and after 5 years, even though they have a kid, I think it's also makes sense that because their kids are still in schools, in primary schools, and I feel that being a parent, it is really destructive to move them around. But at the same time, like what you mentioned, that they have the opportunity to even upgrade for more. But like what you but at the same time, it is very costly to just buy a second property with ABSD, which is about 12%, right? So the options, of course, I think some of them may even ask me, is it what is this, what part share about, right? Part share about. So I think it's something that is pretty very getting common these days lah. Yeah. So one of the key reasons is because they need it to stay in the current location, but they have the means to go for. So that's why I mean, that is also another way that they can Okay, so for example, so that is another way that they can actually go for the next property without stretching themselves too much, and then yet they can still retain this property as well.
Yes, another term for part share that some people may know it as is actually called decoupling lah. But there's sometimes some people don't understand what really decoupling is. They thought they are going to go through a divorce, which is not lah. Decoupling we thought that, I think it came out because people thought it's going to be a more layman term, but it confused some of the owners as well. So actually,
but for part share, from my experience of doing part share, there are also some important things to take note of, is that whether the staying party has the means to keep the property or not, and also importantly to also assess that whether the outgoing party, can they buy something after they exited, because I mean, it is not as straightforward as I just want to give away my share and that's about it. There is also some cost involved as well. So this part must also do a proper calculations to understand whether this can be done or not. So if any one of your is like wanting to know about decoupling, so basically what we can say is that you can also you will need to go through a law firm, so you can speak to your agent, okay, to actually help you, give you a basic understanding about what decoupling is about, okay, but you will still need a legal rep to do it for you, okay. So one of the options is part share. What about the second option?
Second option, maybe the ground want to give us some of the other options that some of the EC's owner.
So what about I think some of them, probably from our experience, is that because like just like what you mentioned, most of the EC locations are
upgrade. Upgrade to a better location.
Because most of them, you mentioned, they are always more on the outskirts. So again, because with the better income, some of them are able to move near to the city fringe, or they want a bigger property, a much bigger property. No, that's why. And is there any other options besides these two?
They can actually depend. If some of them are actually looking more from an investment perspective, then it could be sell one and then we can find them another property with more capital potential. That could
I
be
think,
also
yeah,
one.
I think one of the reason is that like what you mentioned is that there are people probably they sell off their EC, and then they probably have the means to get one to stay and one for own stay and one for investment, right? Okay, so but because from my personal experience is that sometimes it's not just for investment lah. Sometimes it also happens that they have the opportunity, or they find that it's easier to encash out the money first, and then they can restart again, okay, by going a location that can also suits their need. But at the same time, the other person, right, also have the means to they may have the spare funds to go for the second property investment. So this is also for me lah, personally, I encounter. But I think end of the day, right, all these options that we presented, right, can we just do it like that? Can we just say that, okay lah, I will sell now because I think what you say makes sense? Can we just do it like that? Can we do it like that?
Can then in for deep trouble already, because this whole process, I think even like, we go through this 1 hour of chit chatting, sharing all the things that the type of profile of clients that we have met, their journey and everything. But in the end, it really takes a lot of work. Sometimes client come to us and we just do the financial analysis, various scenario. Keep this, buy one, or I sell this, buy another one, sell this, buy one small one, or sell this, buy one big one. So many permutation that I can actually take a few days just to calculate all the permutation, make sure no error, and then most importantly is the numbers must be comfortable that everyone can go to sleep lah. I also want to sleep lah. My client also want to sleep. Everybody must sleep lah.
Yeah, I think
so
okay.
important.
So I think time really flies, and we are almost an hour. Okay, so what is it that I think whether today, right, our options or your options is to really to go for an EC or to go for a private property, or if you are today already an EC owner, I think most importantly is that financial prudence. All right. So I think if any one of your who is actually watching, right, you are also knowing any of the next agents around, it do speak to them, because financial planning is very important. Because I think first thing first, right, today we are buying property, it's not just because of the property we like, then we start to think back, can we afford or not, should we buy or not. I always tell my customer, it should be the other way around. That means we should plan financially first. Say today, right, what is my affordability? Am I ready to move on or not? Then after that, you eventually, the last thing, then you decide which product to go for. Okay, so it's very different one. So that's why a lot of my customer that work with me, right, they find that things can be get more efficient when you realize that we already have a plan ahead. That means financial plan first, and you understand the market first. You understand the market and you know the financial. Then eventually you decide what is the end goal, whether you want to go for an EC, whether you want to go for a private property, or whether if today you are an EC owner, is it the best time yet to let go? Seriously, I don't have a straightforward answer. I don't think I can tell you, yes,
no
you must.
one size
No,
fit
there is
all.
no, yes, correct. There is no one size. So it's always important that you speak to any of the agents that you are working. I'm very sure that that you are able to go through this financial planning to understand your affordability first before we embark in anything else. All right. So also,
So
if
you
any
can
of
also
you
contact
find that-
property law.
Yes, yeah. You can either leave a message to us in our channel, okay, and then definitely someone also will be getting back to you, okay. So the next FB Live, okay, will be 3 weeks from today, which is on the 28th of June, 9 p.m. 3 weeks from today, we will have another two
Note it
more.
down in our calendar.
Yeah, please note it down. 2 more speakers that's coming into you, because this property law is actually a group and a bunch of consultants, a bunch of agents that we are just passionate to share and then to let you guys know, how properties are
Like and
doing.
share, subscribe.
Yes, please also subscribe to our channel and like our channels, okay? But before we end this show, I think most importantly is that you guys must know this show will never be successful because it is about us. Because we have a group of people that is behind the screen, our property backstage crew. Can I welcome them back? Thank you so much for your support tonight. Please come back. Yes, I have Gary, and I have Charles. And we enter you guys in a very shortest time. Can you let the people know what are you guys supporting us with?
So, who should start first? Gary, who? Okay, Gary, you want to start? Yes, it's a team effort.
I cannot hear.
Oh.
Yes, Gary is the one that has been helping us to put up the banner.
I'm the one. I'm the one that control all the banners. You all see, all the banners like the questions. When is the next live? All this. So I'm the one that control. Right. So So the next one. Who is the next important person?
Important time. Because I don't want to overrun. Right.
That's me. I'm also the prompter. I'm Rian. Yeah, I'm the prompter. I'm the one who actually mentioned, okay, it's time to move on. Next topic.
When you see my eyes flying around, it's like, okay, so what? How many minutes to wrap up?
Rian is our producer, right? Our producer. She will guide us throughout the flow. All right. Then what about Charles?
Hey, hello, what's up? Okay, when we see the comments being brought up by the bottom, so I'm actually the one showing all the comments. So when you see my eyes, I'm actually looking at the comments, then I'll actually bring it up. Yeah, so that's my duty and rule for today.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making it more interactive.
Yes, and for Steven and Sunny, right? They are the one that actually answered the comments in the Facebook Live. So whoever got any questions, you all post any questions, right? They will answer accordingly. Yeah. So you can see actually this whole operation is not just 2%. All right, it's really a team of people, lovely people, beautiful people. All the beautiful people.
It's never just about alone. I think today, right, we are so excited and happy because we can be who we are today. Property law can be still alive today because of this bunch of people who is working in the front and at the back. And of course, most importantly is in the next FB Live is our Mr. Charles, right? And Mr. Sunny that's coming on screen.
I think
so.
No. The next one is Annie, right?
Oh, sorry. It's actually another two beautiful ladies. Sorry. See, I messed up the schedule. Yes, it's another two beautiful ladies. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. How do I pronounce?
Maybe we want to answer. We want to share with them what are we going to share next round, next Facebook Live.
Yes.
So you all know the answer, right?
Thank you, Eric, for the time.
Yes, we know.
You know the answer or not? The answer is property law. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. See you guys next round.
Thank you for watching us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.